No,
Sally might get you locked up.
Yeah.
Sally might get to the airport. She ain't got a passport.
Or Sally might have drugs in her case. You know, a girl.
You don't know. It's so true. Hi everybody, it's your girl Melzy J. Welcome to Mek Sense with Melzy, where we make sense of different topics we're talking about relationships, we're talking about growth, we're making sense of the world that we live in. Now, I'm Jamaican, the spelling's a bit dodgy, but it's because we don't say make, we say mek. You know, so if you go to your grandma's house, you know, you might bring a friend and, you know, you might want to say, Nan, you know, can you help my friend out with some food? And Nanny will go, yeah, man, it can make still. We can make it work. So it's make sense, not make sense. So today, I have got an absolutely amazing guest with me today. This is my general, homie from a mother from another brother. Is that even right? Mother from another brother.
Okay, though.
Sister from another mister would be the correct term. And we're going to be talking about close friends and associates. But first, let me introduce my guest, Leah Mitchell. Woo woo.
Hey. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to be here. Thanks
nice
for
to
having
be here. Exciting
And
times.
we just have to say this is your first ever podcast. So I think we need to cheers to that.
Yes.
Cheers, girl.
So this has been in a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I know some of you may know me from New Star Radio or BBC West Midlands, Lip Sync Metal, socials. So yeah, man, like I'm really excited to be doing a podcast, spreading good vibes and energy and making sense of certain topics.
Cheers to that.
So cheers to that.
You do know it's bad luck if you don't. She is looking in my eyes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
Okay,
do that
let's do
again.
another.
My bad.
Thank you. And take a sip. Okay, we good, girl.
So Leah, what have you been up to? How's things? What's crack-a-lacking?
Guys, everything's great. I've been, if you don't know, I'm the CEO of Saffi Isaacs, CBD. We do all health products, from bath bombs to soaps, going amazingly. Can't complain. And just being a mother to my big teenage 17-year-old now, so life's getting
love
great.
it. Life just gets better and better, don't it?
Much better.
Well, I'm so glad to have you here today.
Thank you.
Thought, do you know what? First episode, I've got to be comfortable. I've got to have my homegirl next to me. We are actually like forever having like conversations.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Like literally, Leah will go to me, Mel, I read a quote. What did you say to me the other day? You're so indecisive. Like, and we're going to talk about friends and how important it is to have friends. But I'll tell you this quick story. I'm like really indecisive, aren't I?
Really
Go on, talk the ting, Jen.
badly indecisive. To the point where I have to just make the decision. Or just give her 2 options because she'll make 10 options out of 5 and then go back to the first one. And then 3 weeks later, we're still looking at the same things. For instance, she was looking for some blinds. Took her months to get these blinds. Months. But we finally got there. So no, you are really indecisive.
I'm very, very indecisive. Yeah. And then one day she's like, oh, I read something on indecisiveness and it says it goes from this and that. And
a trauma
from back in the day. And I was just like, wow, am I traumatized? Is that why I'm so indecisive? But I feel like that's what's great about me and your friendship is that we are quite open and honest with each other.
Yeah, and we're very different.
We're very different.
Yeah.
I think I'm very much like calculated, like, you know, things have to be done a certain way and everything has to make sense and logical.
Well, I just go with the flow.
She's like a fairy.
Yeah.
With a dust.
Go with the flow and it always works out.
It always works out. So I'm trying to be more like her. But the struggle is actually real.
It's real.
It's so real. How long have we been friends for now?
So it's coming up to, well, it's a new friendship if you check it out because, you know, usually you have friendships going back 16, 18 years. We're coming up to 3 years friendship.
Are we doing anything for the anniversary? Do you know when our anniversary is?
No.
She sips the drink.
No, sorry.
But yeah, we're coming up to 3 years, aren't we? I think for us, we just literally like clicked straight away. And when you get a little bit older as well, you don't tend to make new friends.
No, definitely not.
But I think for us, we were just, I think how we are quite similar is in energy. Like I will sing a song. Leah will finish the song off for me.
100% with a dance move.
With a dance move.
100%.
And for me, that's like one of my requirements as a friend. Like, what are we actually doing? Like, you need to finish off my songs. It really is as simple as that. So let's start getting into our topic then.
Okay, let's go.
Now they know a little bit more about us and, you know, our kind of friendship and where we're kind of coming from. So apparently you only have about 29 to 30 real friends over a lifetime.
Okay.
And some statistics also show that only 6 of those friends remain in your life.
Okay, that's interesting.
So let's try and kind of make sense of that a little bit. Obviously, you have friends at school.
Yep.
That's kind of your first encounter of having
Yeah,
friends.
that's true.
I mean, I came from a Jamaican background, so I couldn't sleep at no one's friend's house. Like,
He wasn't allowed.
that was not happening whatsoever.
Where I was that child that always wanted to stay out. Please, just let me stay.
Yeah, like my mum's like, nah, stay in our yard. So I had quite a lot of cousins. So a lot of the times when I was younger, my cousins were more my peoples.
I suppose your cousins are actually your first kind of
First friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
They're the first friends, even
Yeah.
though they are family,
The same
to kind of, you know, experience things with. I
Yeah.
probably experienced the most things with my cousins growing up more than friends from school.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, you know, as a Jamaican family, like you said, I'm half Jamaican. You go to your nan's on a Saturday.
Yeah, man.
Everybody meets up.
Super cook.
Super cook.
Reggae music in the background.
Roma run.
Run.
But, you know, it's I find that my cousins were actually like my first, and my friends now.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
agree.
they're still my best friends.
Still your best friends. And then you then kind of go to like school and then you kind of meet friends at school.
Yeah.
Those are your kind of teenage friends. I remember I had a friend called Ellie. Me and her were rolled deep for a while. But I had quite a few friends at school, to be honest. I was quite popular-ish, I would say. You know, big personality and all that. Everyone's the one energy.
I'm glad I didn't meet you in school. I wouldn't have passed any of my GCSEs. Thank God for that.
Actually, I've got 3 GCSEs.
Yeah, I know, but us two together, I don't think
would
would
not.
be a good mix.
We wouldn't.
Because I
I
was
think-
kind of outrageous.
Yeah, I think we met at the right time. So then obviously you're at school, you meet your friends at school, and then you kind of move to college. And then when you go to college, that's when you might not stay in contact with somebody.
Yeah, unless they probably go to the same college
Yeah.
or, you know, live in your area. Because most of my school friends were from my area. So we was already friends before we went to school. But then I went to college. They didn't go to my college. And then, yeah, the gap
The gap
split.
kind of
Yeah,
happened there.
Yeah.
So then you get to college, you have your friends in college, you know, and then it's then university or moving away on your own.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I can kind of understand how you could have 30 friends over a lifetime and not everybody stays with them, because every time you move or something changes or a change of location, unless you're making that effort,
Yeah, it's true.
that friendship's not going to withstand.
I agree with that.
And then as you get older, you then might get into a relationship. Do you know what I mean? You might start a new job. Then you circle
children, get married.
Yeah.
You know,
It
all
kind of then
those.
changes. So let's go back to friends. We've gone over a little bit about like different friend stages. I want to know from you actually, Leah, what is your boundaries when it comes to friends? Or shall I say, what's your expectations when it comes to friends?
So I find that my expectations have changed. I'm coming up to my 40s now.
Still looking like a
So,
snack.
Thank you. But I'm coming up to my 40s now. So maybe what I expected from a friend in my 20s, probably early 30s, is not what I expect now. What I expected in my 20s and 30s was, you know, like a ride or die. Wanted to be there when I need her.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, true thought has always been one of my things, and honesty, you know, and laughter. I mean, if my friend can't make me laugh, then there's pointless, because I like to laugh on a
have to
daily
laugh.
basis. But as I've got into my late 30s, I find that it's more about, are we on the same spiritual journey? Do we look at, you know, do we bring up our children the same? You know, and they're important. Yeah, it's morals. And then also how you view the world. I view the world probably very differently to most people. So it's just having that real connection with somebody, you know, and who you can be real with. I think that for me, so it's definitely changed in my 20s and 30s. I just like somebody who, you know, I don't see my friends all the time.
Yeah.
I've got, you know, I've probably got a handful of friends, girlfriends, And I mean, they're aged from 30 up to 55. And the one who's the older lady who's 55, we have an amazing relationship. We don't see each other all the time.
Yeah.
But if I've ever got a problem or need that, and she gives amazing advice because she's kind of been through, I can't ask my
situations.
30-year-old friend about something that,
Yeah.
they haven't experienced. So I think it's just.
And I feel like also you have to have friends at like different stages. Like it's important to have younger friends so you can kind of pass that knowledge down onto them. It's good to have friends that are your age that have an understanding of where you're at now.
Yeah.
And then it's always good to have friends that are like older than you.
Definitely.
I think my friends have tend to be a little bit more older than myself. And I think that's why I probably am a little bit more mature. Because if I think about all of the childhood friends I've had, everyone's just been a little bit older.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? So I'm 16, they're 18 or so forth. But I think something that you said that was really important is that like a spiritual connection. Because there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse. worse. than having a friend that's got the worst energy that completely rubs off on you.
Or drains you.
Or drains you.
I think we've all had friends where a friend's drained your energy.
Yeah.
I call it an energy vampire.
Energy vampires, we don't like
your
them.
energy dry, Or they come and recharge off you. So whenever they're feeling down, they know that your energy kind of uplifts them and they'll come and draw your energy out, So I think you have to be mindful of friendships as well,
Yeah, because I think you have to protect your energy, and I feel like sometimes, like, we're quite bubbly, outgoing people. So a lot of people probably come to us pure for vibes.
Yeah.
Just as a basics.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
get what I mean?
yeah.
Despite being given and all the other attributes that we have, but that energy is transferred and uplifted. I never forget when I realised I needed to protect my energy. I was speaking to an old friend, and she's a little bit more laid back and a bit quiet. Love her same way. But almost too laid back, Larry.
Okay, yeah.
Because, we need to work kind of both ways type thing. And I remember we was having a conversation and we was talking. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing that. This is happening. This and this. Tell them all of this amazing stuff that's happening in my life. And then I was like, so what's going on with you? And they were like, same old, same old.
So you just give a whole rundown and you just got same old.
Same old, same old. And I was like, is that it?
Yeah.
And then
Carrying
from that,
conversations.
it's like I stopped carrying conversations, and because I am a chatty patty,
Yep.
we can admit it. That's why we hear cling cling,
Cling, cling.
cling cling, girl. I know I'm a chatty patty, but I think sometimes I've had to learn over the years that you need to listen more and don't always kind of like talk first or give your opinion first or anything like that. And I think that situation helped me to take a step back and actually listen.
And then you realise how we carry conversations.
Yeah.
And how 90% of the time, we do all the talking and everyone just sits back. And then when you actually don't talk, you realise that actually no one has anything else to say.
Yeah. Might as well keep...
What are we doing?
What are we doing? So I think it's quite interesting. Do you feel like friends are for a season or a reason? Let's make that sense. Let's make sense out of that.
I think friends can be for seasons. I mean, not saying I've gone through a lot of friends because I have close friends, my close circle, but I have had a vast variety of friends. But I also come to realise as I've got older is that sometimes somebody can come into your life for a reason.
Yeah.
Whether it's to help them, whether it's to help you, whether it's to understand something or to go through something to then go to the higher power. But I always believe that some friends can be for seasons.
Yeah.
And I find that I attract a lot of
people that need help.
People that genuinely, want help or not going through such a good place, not in such a good place in their life.
I agree.
And then I used to question it and think, oh, but they were there and then now they've gone. But I started to understand that they just needed me for that season.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
That is okay.
I'd like you to spread your wings and fly.
Spread your wings. I believe.
I'm not your mother.
Yeah. And I feel like I used to get to a stage where I used to be a little bit upset because, maybe a friend hasn't reached out or I'm constantly making the effort. And I just dropped those expectations a little bit, but I also dropped those expectations of myself as well, because it's like, actually, reciprocation is my thing.
Yeah.
And every relationship needs to work both ways.
Definitely.
But I feel like sometimes you need the friends that are going to pour into you. Because, yo, sometimes we be thirsty. We be thirsty with white bits in our mouth because the cup's not running over, you know? So I feel like there's an element of protecting that energy, still being able to give, still being able to be supportive, but also like protecting that energy.
Definitely. I think it's important what you said is, you know, taking it to heart or feeling some kind of way because your friend, you know, your expectations. And what I've realised is just don't have any expectations, you know, and then it stops you from getting being disappointed, feeling some kind of way, you know, because like I said, throughout my 20s, you expected your friends to, you know, be a certain way or act a certain way, or if something's going down, you expect them to be there. But reality is...
No, if my Bridget calls me, she's in a sticky situation.
Reality is you're on your own.
Reality, I need to keep my CRB, sis.
That's right.
I might have to send someone else.
You know, I've got a...
what
do you call it? Like to uphold, I've got kind of a, you know, I have to uphold my integrity and be that kind of person now where, you know, when you're younger, you don't really think about much, you just go for it. But I think definitely as friends, I think, especially women, we have a lot of expectations over other friends. I'll give you an example. I've got friends that are married, friends that are not, you know, friends that have got children, friends that haven't. And you do realise that the friends that get married and start their family, you don't see them as much. You don't get that call in the morning like, hey girl.
What you saying? Run down on the day.
Yeah, you don't. And sometimes you have to, you know, go out of your way to message and, you know, say hi and see how they're going.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does change.
It changes.
It does change. Because life changes, you change. Because
life changes. But part of it's kind of like, oh my gosh. I don't know, for me, I don't want to lose my friends if I get into a relationship because I feel like my sisterhood has been part of my development and who I am today. Do you get what I mean? And all of my friends I absolutely love. Everybody's different. Everybody brings a different element to the table. So I really wouldn't want to just not see my friends. But then who knows? I could be completely...
When you got your man all wrapped up, you don't even gonna want to see me, babe.
No,
I'm gonna be knocking on your door, belling your phone, be like, girl, where are you? But it genuinely does. And I mean, you know, myself, I'm engaged.
Congratulations.
Ready to get married. Thank you very much. And
cling, cling, girl. She got engaged today. Show everybody your ring.
But, you know, and things do change. I mean, my hubby's great where, you know, my girls can come around and, you know, we can all have a laugh and we can stay there till 3 a.m. and talk girly stuff.
But not
everybody's like that.
At all.
No, because I've had previous relationships where, you know, that roll their eyes if your friend's knocking at the door. You know, and it's like... It's not your friend.
It's my friend.
Yeah. So I do think it depends on, you know, your partner as well. I think, you know, your partner does play a large role in how your friendship still plays out. But I think it's always important to make time for your friends, you know.
Why do you think that's important though? Because there will be girls out there watching this thinking, listen, I'm with my man, we honeymooning. I ain't got time for friends.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? They don't turn up anyway.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's important to still keep those friendships?
I mean, especially if you've got a real good group of friends, you know, because friends, I mean, you know, you can talk to your man about certain things, but then you're probably going through things with your man friend that you want to just have a little vent to your girlfriend with, you know, but girls also give great advice. But at the same time, I wouldn't go to my friend who is probably not married and hasn't got anything. I wouldn't go for her to advise. So it's just, it's picking the right people for advice in where you are in your life.
Yeah.
You know.
And I feel like that's really important what you said there. Like, ladies, don't be going to your single friends for advice. I was the single
about
friend
your man.
Giving advice.
Because they'll just have that same man-hating vibe.
It's not good. It's not a good vibe.
Throw all their, you know, insecurities onto your relationship. Yeah. So I do advise that, you know, as women, if you are going to talk about something, talk to somebody who has been through it.
Yeah, or experienced.
Or can give the best advice.
Because I also feel like there's a difference between, do you remember, like, a couple of months ago, or maybe last year, when we were having a conversation about, are we giving advice to friends or are we just listening?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember this conversation?
It come from my daughter originally because I hear my daughter in the room sometimes giving advice to her friends. Now, my daughter, guys, has not lived no life. You know, she's been
amazing,
to school,
been to college.
big up
my girl.
she's a good girl, but you haven't experienced no boyfriend, no heartache, no nothing. But this girl, I hear in a room giving the one bag of advice to her friends. And one of the days when she come out, I had to say, sometimes your friends don't talk to you and tell you their problems for you to give, to give your 10 pence worth on. Sometimes they just want you to listen. They just want to vent. So I do think that it's important as us women, because us women have a lot to say, me included.
Yeah, me included.
We all have a lot to say. So I think when your friends do come to you and have a little vent, sometimes ask them. I think it's important to ask, do you want advice?
Or do you want to listen?
Just want to listen in here.
Yeah. Because my sister called me actually once, and she was going through something, and I gave her advice, but I don't think she took it in the right way.
Your harsh advice.
Harsh advice. So I don't think she took it in the right way. And I think she got a little bit offended by what I said, but cool, whatever. That's my sister. We always go and work it out, blood and all that. And I says to her, did you want my advice that day when I spoke to you? She was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to listen. And at that point, I realised anytime someone tells me something, I'm quick to problem solve and give advice. And actually, it's not about necessarily solving that problem for them. It's almost like a coaching technique, getting them to sort it out for themselves. What would make you feel better? What would help you in this situation?
Right.
What can I do to help?
That's right. It's putting the questions onto them.
Yeah.
Not us answering the questions, because every relationship's different. Every every partnership, relationship, friendship's different. So nobody can really give you advice. They can ask you questions that will help you figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
So I do think it's because, like I said, us women, well, like you said, we'll go to how can you go to your broke friend about financial advice? And let's be real, us women do it.
We do
it. And sometimes we do it to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just that extra reassurance of okay, so my friend was thinking what I was thinking.
Yeah, when she wasn't, she just making you feel better.
Making you feel better.
That's right.
Even when sometimes I'm making a decision on an outfit or whatever, you say it to me all the time. You'd be like, Mel, you know exactly what you want to wear. Why are you asking me?
Yeah.
And then Leah, this bright-eyed gal here, will just be, she does not put up with my shit. She does not put up with my shit
I refuse.
at all in the slightest. She just doesn't have the bone in her body. I'm still building her up to get her used to this. To get her here was a lot.
It's a lot.
Because it's me. But in the same sense, I feel like it's that situation of getting the advice from the right person, asking and checking that they even want that advice.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? Because not every day advice.
No.
Some days sit there and listen, girl.
And I'm going to put my hands up. I was the advice.
Yeah.
Like my daughter. And when I heard her in the room, it made me look at myself. You know what, Leah? You are so opinionated. Keep your opinions to yourself. Because you've made that woman feel worse than what she did. No, seriously. And as I've got older, now I just let them get it off their chest.
And keep
if they ask me a question, I'll answer it honestly, but I stay out of it.
Okay, so let's quickly go back to good parts of friends. We've kind of discussed it a little bit. Friends that good advice, do you know what I mean? Good spiritual energy, good connection.
Good listeners.
Supportive when you need them. Because I feel like that's important to have one friend that you can call on and they're right there.
Definitely.
Without fail. What do you think's bad things about friends? What red flags are we looking out for bad friends? Because there's some toxic people out there that really rub that energy all over you like it's baby oil.
It's quite hard to. It's quite hard to point it out at the start, isn't it? If a friend's going to be a good friend or not. I think it just takes time, and through actions.
I don't like a selfish friend.
No, selfish is not.
Selfish does not work for me.
No, I agree, because I'm not selfish, so I couldn't be around somebody who was selfish.
I just couldn't.
Or tight-fisted.
Tight-fisted.
Just, we want to go out for a couple of drinks, and I just find myself always buying the drinks.
No,
girl,
you're not doing that.
Tight-fisted.
So there is genuinely people out there that think about themselves and not other people. Whereas I feel like I put probably other people before myself, which I'm working on, Therapy's going. Okay, guys.
But I also think that what you put into a friend is what you kind of expect back. Mm-hmm. If I the friends that I have, we communicate, we have a laugh, you know, we buy each other presents on birthdays, we look after each other that way, we'll take each other out for meals, but it works both ways.
Yeah.
So it never feels like you're doing too much. you know.
Right.
If I find myself doing too much, then yeah, I'll just distance myself.
And I
to be
think that's
honest.
important because I feel like if you don't distance yourself and you're not getting the energy that you're putting out
Yeah.
there, then it's not equal. And it's not about giving to receive. That's not what I'm trying to say. Because you're supposed to just give without even thinking about that coming back to you. However, I'm all about reciprocation. Do you get what I'm saying too? Because for me, reciprocation is balance.
Yeah, and everything has to have a balance.
Everything has to
Negative
have
and a positive. Everything has to have a balance. And without a balance, nothing, comes out of it. Nothing good comes out of it.
Yeah, it never does.
In relationships, in friendships, in work, everything's got to be a balance. Diet, food, sugar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whatever you're doing, everything has to be a balance.
Yeah, because then otherwise, if there's not a balance, you then start to feel a bit drained, the one that's always... So I'm a planner. Leah is not a planner, right? And I realised this. She's not a planner and she's a bit of a princess. You're a princess. You are... She is a princess. I can't remember... I actually can't remember what scenario I'm thinking of now. What was it? Was it when I booked the holiday to Greece?
What did I do?
I can't remember what you did. It was like, if this hotel's not nice, then I'm not going to be very happy. If this flight's not right, I'm not going to be happy. And this is the first time me and her flying out. So I've spent 7 days trying to book this flight, find it perfect. And this girl wants to tell me 2 days before, if it's not hot, I'm not going to be happy. And I was like...
It was an amazing holiday, by the way.
I was like, girl.
You've done a really good job, girl.
Yeah. But then even with that situation, I was probably like a little bit like, she's being raw-faced and cheeky, the fact that I've done this. But one thing about Leah, she's a self-reflector. I didn't even need to bring that up to you because I remember you came to me the day after and was like, you know what? Yesterday
I was a bit vile.
I was a bit vile.
I had to say it.
You know what I mean? And that's what it is with friends for me as well. I feel like...
Taking accountability.
Taking accountability.
Yeah.
If you can take accountability and act through that, then we're good to go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I even remember when we went to Greece, I'm like, so you better get ready to take pictures. Because I obviously love a picture. You know me, I'm Instagram, all of that stuff. Leah's just
so annoying.
Complete opposite. She doesn't even want to take a picture. That's why you won't even see her on my Instagram. So I'm like, come on, Leah, take some pictures. She's like, no. She was like, no.
If you think, I said, so if you think I'm being your camera woman while I'm on holiday for 7 days, and that's exactly what she had me doing, seriously. But I had fun and I'd done some amazing pictures and videos.
Amazing pictures and
really
videos.
fun.
And it was actually genuinely a really, really good holiday. It was chilled out. We really didn't know whether we were even going to get along because I feel like traveling with someone is a big test.
Yeah, they say with partners and friendships, traveling, going away together, moving in together, they're kind of like
big tests.
Can you actually pass that test?
Yeah. But I feel like because my character is very much kind of like, right, okay, I can control things, I can book it, I know what time it is. That's like me and my, anxious behaviour where I just need to have everything.
She checked in 9 times.
Checked 9 times.
Do you know what I mean? And then still was checking that she checked in after the 9th time. When I'm sitting there, I check in 5 minutes before my flight, man.
Literally. And it's crazy because that balance I find between me and you is quite beautiful because you allow me to be more airy-fairy.
Yeah, be airy-fairy. We're not going to miss the plane, darling.
Yeah, she'll be like, we've got time for drinks. No,
I was like, no, we've got to be there half an hour before. Sit outside.
And it's nice because it's like, I feel like that's where the balance is between us because I'd be happy for us to book something for me and you.
But then sometimes sorry to cut you, sometimes then you make me be a little bit more organised because I know what you're like. So yeah, it does work.
It kind of works both ways.
I've got a question for you though.
Oh, here we go.
Let's spin this around a bit. So my question was, because it's my podcast. She asked me on, so it's mine. So my question is, how do you feel about boys and girls being friends and having genuine friendships, especially in the older age,
That's quite an interesting topic actually, because I think we briefly spoke about that probably a couple of months ago. And I remember you saying boys and girls can never be friends because there's always one side that will fancy the other. Yeah. Now, let's put that to one side. Now, I get it. You do sometimes meet Okay, so all of the male friends in my life, I've had no sexual experiences
But
with
question,
at all.
question, sorry to cut you.
Oh gosh.
Would they, if you allowed them, though? There's a difference.
Probably one would.
Okay.
So I do get what you mean in terms of like one party maybe likes the other differently to the other person. But what I do really love about having male friends is men are just logical.
Oh, so logical.
You can't even go and shed a tear.
No.
No.
Don't have no grey areas or no
No.
yellow or purple areas. It's very black and white. And I like that.
I love that.
I like
because
that.
I need that. Do you get what I mean?
I think when it comes to the boys and the girls, I mean, I am a bit of a tomboy.
Me too.
I'm a girl that likes football, likes to play, goes to the gym. Like, I enjoy doing boily things as much as girly things.
Yeah. And you was a tomboy growing up.
I was a
think
tomboy.
as well.
I was very much a tomboy. Yeah, I used to wear tracksuits, trainers. I didn't think I was a boy, but I was very tomboyish.
I was
and growing up,
guys, but yeah,
I was. And growing up, I had so many boyfriends. I had so many boyfriends that the girls didn't even like me.
Boyfriends?
No, boys as friends.
Okay.
But girls didn't like me because
Okay, you had lots of boyfriends.
these boys, but they thought maybe that you were sleeping with them or, and it was genuinely, I mean, we were friends. All the boys that I grew up with back in the day, I did not have a sexual relationship with.
Right.
We was just homies. They would stay at my house, I'd go down to theirs, we'd do things together, and it was just a genuine friendship. So to me, when I was younger, boys were the only thing that I really wanted as a friend. I didn't really understand girls because I wasn't a girly girl, so boys I attracted more to. But then as I got older, I thought I could still, your boyfriend comes round, you can chill, but things get everybody gets it twisted. And I had instances where, my hubby who I'm with now, he has no issue with me having boyfriends. They'd come in and out. He'd have a chat with them. But then I noticed that the minute they see some rockiness or a little gap,
they're ready
just to jump, and it was like, whoa, that's not a good look, because if I was to tell my hubby, he wouldn't let you back in this house to come and have a chat and a cup of tea. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where it was like, actually, there's always one, whether it's the boy or the girl, but there's always one that would take it to another level.
Yeah. Because I have been in situations where like I've been friends with someone and we've been really, really close and we've been friends and we've been rolling deep. Because I'm very much that kind of person where I'm quite open. Like, if you're my peoples, I'm a cook for you. I'm a cooker. I'm a feeder. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'll do nice things so you don't have to lift the finger. Like, I'm that girl. I'm that friend. Do you know what I mean? So anybody that's in my circle or around me, whether you're male, female or whatever, if you're my closest friend, you've been round for dinner.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? But then sometimes when you do that, again, there's always one party that wants to push it that little bit further.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really interested in this person in that way. But when you start to kind of spend more time with someone, maybe your opinion changed a little bit, but I still wasn't like, I kind of want to take things further with this individual. And they tried it a few times and I was like, nah. And it happened. Do you get what I'm saying to you? It is that kind of like gap of opportunity.
It is opportunity, and then it frightens me even more. It does, and it frightens me more because I think one in particular, this guy, we'd been friends since I mean probably about 20 years, so we've had a real friendship. Comes to my house, knows if I had a boyfriend, he knows them, and we'd have conversations about like relationships and his girl issues and my boy issues, and I thought it was a genuine friendship.
Yeah.
Until one day he gets drunk and then I get this message saying how he's so in love with me and I need to leave my guy that I'm with, and it was just, and I was taken back because I genuinely thought we was friends.
Wow.
And it got to the point where he was messaging saying he's coming to my house, and he was drunk now, and I was like, what? Like, if you come, like, it's not gonna end well. And I had to message his mum.
Oh no, she didn't.
I had to say to his mum, please. And the mum already knew because he would come in the house drunk and seen the messages, and she was like, listen, I'm not going to let him out the house. Like, literally, and we've never had a friendship again since. Because he feels some kind, I know, and he feels some kind of way, because obviously, because the next day I did get a sorry message to say, I was intoxicated. But by then you've already said, and we've been friends. I did not see it. So it's just like, yeah.
That's a crazy, because I do feel like there's always one party that looks at you in a side angle.
Yeah.
But I speak to other friends and they're like, actually, they've got male friends that actually it's not like that.
Yeah, but I bet the male feels like that.
Yeah, it's
there's
probably the
always
men.
one.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
whether it's the male or the female, there's always one. And not saying that you can't be friends, because you still can be friends. This is the thing. Boys and girls can be friends, but just know that one likes one a bit more in that way.
Do you feel like you can sleep in the same bed?
I mean, I have done it when I was younger,
Yeah, I
but
have
now
as well.
I don't think it could happen.
No, I don't think I could do that now.
I know.
I have.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, I always used to get into bed with my boyfriends and go to sleep and feel no. Don't get me wrong. One time I did feel one guy kind of trying to, but I was like, no. And that was it. We never had to have that conversation again, you know. And he respected it.
Yeah.
But it just makes the friendship awkward
Just
then.
makes it awkward,
You
then.
know.
So you feel like men and women can't be friends?
Can be friends, but no, that's one. I'm not saying they can't be friends. They can be friends, but there's always one that probably wants something.
And I feel like that brings me on to my next topic. I think if you're going to have a male friend, make sure the boundaries are there.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like setting friends with boundaries can be a little bit difficult sometimes, especially when you're younger. Or you might not understand yourself as much. Or you might not even know that's a boundary until it happens.
Yeah, until it happened, then you're like, whoa, I don't want that happen.
Yeah. What's some of your boundaries? Like, if your friend slept with your man, are you going to forgive her?
She'd walk out with no teeth. Sorry, guys. She would. No, like that stuff I just don't put up with, you know. Like,
There's girls out here that are sitting, chatting to their brethren and dealing with her man. 100,000%.
oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, I had a lot of boyfriends. So, I mean, I knew all the tea, you know, and they'd say girls are the worst friends, because what friends are doing to other friends is just...
It's crazy.
And it made me not kind of want girlfriends.
Yeah,
I think because I was around boys so much and hearing how they talk about girls and what these girls are actually presenting in front of them, it was like, whoa, actually, I don't want to be a part of that. So it made me really be aware of how I carried myself and around men.
Yeah, and I feel like that's quite important there, because you have to kind of carry yourself in a certain way to kind of get that kind of respect.
Definitely.
And, you know, people know, don't
But I do think you're right, boundaries. I think, you know, we're not taught in today's society that, like, setting boundaries, whether it's for friends. I mean, we set boundaries for our children, we set boundaries for partners. So set boundaries for your friends.
And I was someone that didn't really set as much boundaries, and I was a bit of a people pleaser. Because, you know, I'm on my little self-discovery journey and whatnot. So I used to be a little bit of a people pleaser. And I'd be that friend that would arrange things and let's go here and let's go there. And I'd have it all planned and ready. And I'm no longer that person. Yeah. Like, that person is literally gone.
I think it does change. Honestly, I mean, I can't believe I'm sitting here saying that I'm 40 in July.
You don't
like,
even
I
look
feel
it, girl.
23, girl.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't feel 23 because my daughter's 17.
No, but she looks like 25,
I've
let's
just
be real.
found it really hard to go through that next transition. But you do see it change when it comes to friendship. I mean, I probably valued friendship more then than I do now.
Really?
Yeah. Because, you know, when you're younger, my mum used to go, you love follow your friend.
Why are you following
Why are you
your
always
friend?
with your friend?
If your friend tell you...
If your friend jump off a bridge, you gotta jump.
You go and
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How come you and your friend love streets? So friends
true,
were kind
it's
of
true.
my thing.
Yeah.
But now, actually, my family is my thing.
Yeah.
But my friends are part of
Part of
my handful of friends that I do have are part of my family.
But I feel like also sometimes in friendships, in terms of boundaries, sometimes you can be like codependent on each other, and I feel like that can be a little bit dangerous. And I feel like I went through that stage, probably like 2 or 3 friends where it's like, that's my best friend. She's my best friend. She's her
Nobody
best
else
friend.
could have my best friend.
Yeah,
It's mine. And
100%. Like, that's my best friend. And I think what I realised through that process is, when you've got a best friend, you put this person on a pedestal and yada, 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 and then they do something, you're like, raw.
You really look at them left,
I
right.
really look at you left now.
But that's, again, expectations.
Expectations, it goes back to that again. Do you get what I mean? And it's only because I have high expectations for myself as to why I have high expectations of people around me. However, it was like, no, not everyone's your best friend.
No.
Can we just talk about that real
Not
quick?
everybody's
Not
your
everybody
friend.
is your best friend. You've got friends in your inner circle.
I mean, mine's associates. Most of my people around me are associates.
Associates.
And I've got a handful of friends.
Then you've got your handful
and
of
that's
friends.
it.
So you've got your inner friends, which is your inner circle. These are the people that you might...
I like family.
Like family. Friends that become family. You
That's
can tell
right,
them
they
anything.
are.
You
They
can
can
trust
come to the
them.
house, knock your door at any time, come
Knock
and sit
your
with your
door
hobby while you're
anytime.
cooking.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's just a family.
Inner friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, I can go to Leah's house. I was at Leah's house yesterday. And she's like, oh, I'm at the gym. I was like, all right. And me, I was just chilling with her daughter, because we're friends like that. Then you have, like, your outer circle friends that are more like...
Associates.
You might...
Where you know them. I mean, if we called all the people we know friends... I mean, what did my friend say to me the other day? You're bait, Mum, she says to me. Oh, says bait. So my daughter started a job at a place and I know the owner. So I went in just to say hi. I needed the toilet, went in to say hi. My daughter thinks I know everybody. Everywhere we go town, you know. So imagine if you called all them people friends. You know, I mean, how messy can a friend... It's like they're associates. I've got thousands and thousands of associates. I mean, I probably would say, hey, friend, but you're not classed as my friend because you don't know where I am in my life. You don't know my daughter's name. You don't know any of... You know.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like that. But then you get certain girls that will be like, I love you, babes. Or like, I've got you. And it's like, do you?
No, you don't, Sarah.
Sally, you don't got to me.
If something happened to me tomorrow, would you be there?
Would you be there? And you have to test these friends and see whether they will actually be there for you. Do you know what I mean? Because if you don't know, you don't know. But you get them certain girls to be like, oh, I love you. What do you love about me?
Yeah.
Though, because you know what we're like as girls? Oh, I love you, babes. Do you really?
I'll probably say that when I'm drunk, other than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
100%. So I feel like it's important to establish like inner circle friends, your tight, your codies, which will also change, I think. And then you've got your outer circle, your associates. Then you've got like your party friend, you know, which is a friend that you can go out with, fun time friend.
Yeah, I think you have like different friends. Like, so I've got a handful of friends. I've got one who's an older lady, so we'll go and have real like deep depth conversations. She's a counsellor, so she gives really good advice, does Reiki and stuff like that. So she's my spiritual girl. Then I've got a hype girl who, you know, we go out raving and we do this. Then you've got a friend who likes to shop and a friend who likes to travel. So you do have friends for different things too.
Yeah, and I feel like that's quite important because I feel like that's where the expectation comes in. Because if you meet a good friend and you've got this person, so I feel like for you, I feel like we're like epitome friends to each other because we can have those deep conversations, but we also go out and have an amazing time.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So we have that balance of we can get serious
and then fun
and I've
at
got
the
you
same
back,
time.
but we can also have fun. That's like an epitome friend to me, which is very hard to find that in one person. Do you get what I mean? So kudos to us.
Hey.
Hey, girl. But then for me, I might be a friend to someone else that's just someone to talk to. We might not go out, we might not go raving, we might not travel.
Might not even see each other.
Might not even see each other. But they might come to me for advice. I'm that intimate friend that they can come and express their feelings to. So I do feel like you need to have friends for different things because there's nothing wrong with that. Not every friend you're supposed to travel with.
No,
Sally might get you locked up.
Yeah. You know, or Sally might lose your luggage, you know, or not even book a hotel. So when you get to the other end of the world, you haven't even got a hotel. You know,
Sally might get to the airport. She ain't got a passport.
Or Sally might have drugs in her case. You know, and get
You don't know. It's so true. You don't know. You've seen those horror stories where you've gone with girls. Girls have been carrying stuff, and everyone lock up in a cell abroad. You've got to know who you're going away with. I think that's really, really important because I've been away on a few holidays with friends before. Most of them have been positive. Probably only one or two have been negative. But then I didn't take it as, oh, okay, I'm not going to be friends with that person anymore.
Because we can't travel.
I took it as, you're not getting invited to a travel.
I'm not travelling with you again, but we can go to the Sunday sessions.
We can go to spa.
We can do spa.
We can do a 2-for-1 lunch.
Yeah.
But me and you booking a flight, it naga work because that's not the energy that I want when I'm on holiday.
Yeah, it's
when I'm on holiday and I've spent my big money, I need smiles 99.99999 of the time.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If you're doing any miserable Michael or miserable Michelle, brethren, stay out of the room. I will leave you in that hotel room.
Yeah,
and I will go out and go and have a whale of a time. So, very, very quickly then, red flags for friends. Dishonesty.
Yeah. Liar. You
Yeah.
know, a friend that needs to lie that she didn't sleep with the man down the road.
You slept with Bob.
You slept with him. Just stay. You don't care. You know, so I think it's just about
being honest.
Being honest. Clear boundaries.
Reciprocation. I think that's really, really important. And I think it's also understanding your friend's love language.
Yeah, because friends do have love language.
Yeah. So I feel like your love language is like food, movie, chilling out, nice bougie restaurant.
And yours is probably just taking a little bit of time out for you, just acknowledgement.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what yours
yeah.
is. Yeah.
So this has been so good. Like red flags. So we've done red flags.
Yeah. Can
Good
boys
thing.
and girls be friends?
Can boys and girls be friends?
We say yes.
Yes, but have your boundaries in place.
Yes.
Really,
I think
really
I
important.
think that's a good
Have your
one.
boundaries in place.
Definitely.
And just before we go, I think we should say one thing we like about our friendship to end.
Okay, so what I love about our friendship is that it's so authentic. You know, like we literally we can be business together and be business ladies. We can be absolute goofs. You know, we can go somewhere and let our head and have a laugh. So we're just so versatile that there's just so much to our friendship. It's not just in a box.
Yeah.
You know.
I love that. And I think what I love about our friendship is, one of the most things I love about our friendship is that you're always there on the other line of the phone when I need you. And also, we cry with laughter.
Yeah. Did you see the video? Sorry, it's cut.
Yeah, I posted on Instagram the other day.
It come back up on my
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah.
memory. But we went out last year for our friend's birthday and we giggled more in the hotel.
Yeah.
I'll say in the hotel then 'cause
Yeah.
I had a house fire. But we were
Yeah.
giggling so much. So I loved that.
Absolutely.
But no,
love
you're
that.
an amazing friend.
So are you, babes. Love you, clink.
Love
clink.
you. Clink, clink.
Clink. Could I be your best friend? I want you around all the time. I want you around all the time.
Can you be my best friend?
I want you around all the time. I want you around all the time. You say you're just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, is he is or you ain't your man.
Bye.
Bye.